me. I don't like to stress out my kitchen. If the simpler things are, the better for me. Good evening and welcome to the Hensley Homestead YouTube channel. Here we homestead. Lots of baking, lots of building, lots of praising the Lord's handiwork. Today I'm going to show you all how to clean your cast iron. As I'm doing this, Kane is filming a video doing the chicken's feathers, so you all might see that in this video. You might see it in a separate video. This may just be a vlog, I'm not sure. But today we're gonna work on how to clean and season your cast iron. So I'm gonna walk through this and show parts of it. So I am in very high need of seasoning this cast iron because I've just let it sit too long. This is a Lodge pie pan. Now any cast iron will work. Enameled cast iron doesn't need to be seasoned, but any kind of just plain cast iron will need to be seasoned. And it will come with like a pre-seasoning. You will see some of that on here. It's like a little shiny. The other parts are like flat. There you go, that's kind of a better way to see it. You'll see some rust starting to happen over here. Some rust on the back. This is a pie plate. So I'm going to show you all how you clean, season, and take care of your cast iron today. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to the sink. So I'm gonna scoot you all over there. Hopefully this doesn't fall on me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm trying to up my lighting game. So here we go. Now I just use any regular old sponge or rag. Today I'm gonna use a rag. I don't use any soap. If I do use soap, I do like a lard or a tallow based soap and only a very little bit. Now if you've got food caked in your pan, one thing you can do to make it a little bit easier is you can put it on the stove and warm it up for a little bit and then wipe it and get the gunk off with some soap or whatever you need to use. I'm not totally against soap. Like I said, I do sometimes use soap, especially like a Castile soap, something very mild, not Dawn. Do not use Dawn on your cast iron, please. I would much rather you just use water if you're gonna do that. You can also buy scrapers. I don't use scrapers. If I'm gonna scrape it, I'm just gonna use like a spoon or something, like a wooden spoon or something like that. But you've not had to do that if you warm the food up. Again, continuing on to this series, I'm gonna get a rag and we're gonna wash this. And I have already washed this, so I'm really just kind of wiping it out. And after you season your cast iron, you're not gonna need to do this very often because food will literally just like slide right off. Alright, now that you've washed your cast iron, you're gonna wanna get it completely dry. I don't use paper towel for this because it tends to leave like paper towel pieces. So again, just grab a rag. It's my handy dandy red rag. Every kitchen needs a good set of red rags. So we're gonna get it completely dry. Don't mind my dishes over here. And once we're finished drying this, we're going to go in with some sort of fat. So you can use coconut oil, you can use olive oil, lard, tallow. So I know there are some seasoning blends out there. I don't do that. It's not necessary. I don't like to stress out my kitchen. If the simpler things are, the better for me. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab some avocado oil that I use in my baking. All right. So now I'm gonna take the same rag that I dried it with. This is personal preference. I don't like to use paper towel on this. Again, it leaves like some particles, and I buff that oil into our cast iron, just all over. Now, if there's too much on there, you want to kind of move that around, get that worked in or off. That's why I use washcloth. Now you can see that it's pretty evenly coated there. Now I'm going to work on the back. I love cooking with cast iron. It is probably my #1 favorite. Like, I like stainless steel, I like enamel cast iron, but straight up just cast iron is probably my favorite. So simple, so no fuss. Now you can also work some salt in. I know some people do that. I have done that before, and it works fine for me, you know. I don't feel like I need to rub salt in it. Like, I don't feel like it really makes that big of a difference. But if you want to try to rub some salt in, all you do is you're just going to put some salt on the top, and as you're working your oil in, you're going to work your salt in. I buy some pretty expensive salt, so I'm not just going to use it like that. But as you can tell, we've now evenly coated everything, even the rusty spots, and you can see like those are, I can't even see any more rust. Got my handles, and the front's still pretty coated. All right, now once you've gotten to this step, it's pretty simple. You're gonna turn your oven on to a preheat. I usually do this before I'm gonna bake something. So you're gonna turn your oven on to a preheat. You're gonna set it to 350 or 325, somewhere around there, and just leave it in there for the preheat. Leave it in there for like maybe an hour more while you're baking something. You want the oil to completely dry. Now some people put pans under theirs because the oil will drop. I don't find that mine drops that much, but I do put tin foil down on the very bottom of my stove to catch any mess that may happen when you're making any kind of food. And I'll turn this upside down, sit it on my rack, and just let it cook. And it should like absorb or dry all of the oil that's on this pan, and it should still be fairly shiny when it comes out of the oven. See how, I'll actually show you when it's seasoned pretty well. Seasoned cast iron, you can tell it's not flat, very shiny. Now the back might be, no, the back still looks pretty good too. There are a couple flat spots there. This brand is Artisanal Kitchen Supply. I bought it. This is my first ever cast iron that I bought from Best Buy, maybe Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know what it was, but we got it when we first got married, and we were living in a camper actually, and I had to use this on top of our like hot plate type thing. It had to be like a certain weight, and I have had it ever since. I love it. This is obviously all my own seasoning. I had to season it myself. It did not come pre-seasoned. But yeah, this is how you clean your cast iron, and if you take care of it, it will take care of you. I love cast iron. I will always recommend it to people, especially people that are just getting married, getting into, you know, cooking and things like that. If you can start cooking on it, you will never have a problem. It's a little tricky to learn at first if you're not used to it. If you're used to using like nonstick pans and things like that, this is a little tricky, but cast iron is definitely the best non-toxic cookware I've ever used. So if you were nervous to season your cast iron, this is a very no bullcrap way to do that and not be so nervous. I hope that this has helped you not be so overwhelmed in your cooking with cast iron journey, or just your cooking journey in general. So remember to heat up your pans before you cook anything. Put it in there. You want it to preheat on the stove or in the oven, either one. And make sure you slab some butter, some lard, some good fat in there, and get to cooking, everybody. thank you all so much for joining me today. If you're interested in content like this, let me know and I will start posting more content like this. If you're not, I'm sorry. Go watch my other videos. I have more videos. Thank you all. God bless. I can't wait to talk to you guys again.